Talking with Sean Murtaugh earlier, and he said this is not normally an area.
It's been over a decade since the events that took place on September 11th, but we're still seeking answers to fundamental questions about 9/11. What exactly happened? Why did it happen? And what does it mean? Of course, people have attempted to answer these urgent questions in numerous ways, through official government reports, unofficial reports and analyses, in journalism, fiction, and art. But where can we go today to engage with all these diverse documents, research, discussions, and important representations of 9/11? Lacuna Stories provides that space. Lacuna Stories. Lacuna means a hole or gap, and refers to the important gaps that remain in our narrative of 9/11. Stories calls for a democratic inclusion of a diversity of narratives about 9/11, and recognizes that an official government report, a painting, and a novel are all equally valid and important attempts to understand and to come to terms with such a complex, traumatic event. Interpreting complex phenomena through various media is more important than ever in today's information-rich world. Lacuna Stories is an exploratory, interactive online ecosystem where people can research and discuss significant historical events like 9/11. We have collected a wide array of resources, which include governmental, professional, academic, literary, and popular documents and responses.
Lacuna Stories doesn't aim to construct a single narrative or a conclusive truth of the event. Instead, the diversity of sources and the kinds of interactions and conversations facilitated by Lacuna Stories encourage a form of creative work to inspire new responses and new stories about 9/11.
Lacuna Stories' subtitle, Mend the Truth, refers to functionality we have designed that allows users to connect annotated documents, fiction, scholarship, wikis, and user-generated forums and blogs in exciting and new ways. To encourage exploration, research, and discussion, all text, images, video, and audio on Lacuna Stories are annotatable. Each annotation can be color-coded based on user-defined categories and can be kept private, shared with individuals, small groups, or made visible to the public. All annotations are also saved in users' individual sewing kits, a creative space where annotations can be further edited, stitched to other sources, and the character of that thread can be described. For instance, a user may stitch together a line from the novel Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close, along with a section from the 9/11 Commission report. When hovering over an annotation for a script from the television series Homeland, for example, users of Lacuna Stories might see that 8 people have stitched that same annotation to a Wikipedia entry, 12 people have stitched it to a section of the 9/11 Commission report, and 24 people have stitched it to a forum discussion.
Lacuna Stories' unique annotation tools also encourage skills such as historical thinking, close reading, and a critical comparison of sources. History, representations of the past, and why they matter have been at the forefront of academic and popular debates in recent decades. Lacuna Stories' diverse multimedia environment provides tools for instructors, students, and the general public to mend the gaps in knowledge of major historical events and to develop their own narratives.
Within humanities education specifically, the interactive multimedia functionality of Lacuna Stories goes beyond simply replacing print reading and viewing practices. Instead, Lacuna Stories creates new and exciting opportunities to engage with various texts and media in ways that reflect the networked state of knowledge today.
The integrated multimedia environment curated on Lacuna Stories encourages the development of core skills for 21st century learning and knowledge work: navigation, critical reflection, linking, synthesis, and collaborative sense-making. Lacuna Stories encourages everyone to learn from others and to become part of a community in which everyone has a voice that can be heard and valued, whether they are a policymaker, an academic, or someone interested in conspiracy theories concerning 9/11. Together, these voices represent an important dialogue, and we are excited to create an inclusive space where fair, respectful, and rigorous debates can flourish. Lacuna Stories is an empowering and engaging open source platform to gather and encourage responses in a generative and creative way. The crowdsourced, open linking from users' digital sewing kits exemplifies the ideas that connections among narratives can be made quickly and simply, which empowers users to mend, create, or share meaningful associations. The interface is simple, intuitive, and sleek to allow users to enjoy interacting with the richness of the materials we host. Lacuna Stories responds to the vast and urgent academic and public interest in examining and understanding 9/11. The platform will eventually broaden to include other complex events, like the assassination of John F. Kennedy, the fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989, or the Arab Spring. By providing a platform that fosters habits of thinking historically, Lacuna Stories invites students, researchers, artists, or the general visitor to experience an online exploratory environment where the public can exchange ideas, collaborate, and engage in constructive dialogues about major historical events. We think making Lacuna Stories available to everyone around the world is really important, and we want to get it done. That's why we need people like you to help us do it. We've already raised significant funding to get infrastructure and materials ready for academic and classroom use. But with your support, we can expand Lacuna Stories beyond the classroom, making it free and publicly available. So thank you for helping us mend the truth.